you shut the up? I'm doing LouTube, bitch!
Good morning. It's Uncle Lou here. Yeah, that's right. It's me, Uncle Lou, live for you on LouTube today. Thanks for watching. This is Season 3 of a Dynasty mode we're doing on NCAA 14 on the Xbox 360. This is the most current version of the game. They quit making it after this year because of the lawsuit. So we're playing the most current version, and this is on the Xbox 360. Season 3 Dynasty mode, Week 3. We're 1-1. We're playing as the Georgia Bulldogs. Up first today, we're taking on the North Carolina Tar Heels, which I think are in the SEC now. We redid the conferences in between Season 2 and 3 and added some teams to the SEC and took some teams out. And I'm pretty sure North Carolina is one of the teams we added. I could be wrong. I don't know. Point is, we're playing North Carolina today. So, good morning to everybody that's joining the stream here. I see y'all in the comment section. Mark Fox, good morning. Ryan Stanfield, good morning. Ex Belanque, good morning. Don't get mad if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, sir. You can't spend your whole life trying to figure out the hardest way possible to spell your name and then get mad if people pronounce it wrong. Dan Mullen, good morning. Sports Guy, Georgia Conservative Show. Roll Tide, Proud Feminist. Good morning. Thank you for providing Uncle Lou with hours of entertainment over the last couple of days. Roll Tide, Proud Feminist. I was able to take a bunch of your comments off of my YouTube channel and share them around in various places on Facebook and Twitter. And hundreds of people were able to get quite a laugh out of your ignorance. So thank you. Rick Sanders, good morning. Ryan Mears, Mark Dudley. Mikey Wallace, good morning. Arkham Inmate, Uncle Flu, Riley Horton, Alan V, Elin, Garrison, Glover, the Troll of Trolls, good morning. Will Muschamp and Dan Mullen, and a lot of coaches here. Dan Mullen, Will Muschamp, Mark Fox, Fish Commander 18, Fortnite, good morning. Yes, if you see me at G-Day, yes, I'm perfectly okay with you coming up to me. Yes, I look forward to meeting as many of you as I can on Saturday. Jessica Lumpkin, good morning. Yeah, how's Blake doing? I'm sure he's doing just fine. Andrew Galvin, good morning. Philip, Chris Lamb, good morning. Yeah, thanks to everybody that's watching live right now. I appreciate it. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday night at 10 o'clock Eastern. I have a different live show we do Monday and Wednesdays. We do that one at 3 in the afternoon. It's more like a radio show or a podcast type show. It's totally different than this one. A lot of times I have guests on to talk about different teams. We do a lot of viewer phone calls. People call up, argue with me, whatever. So if you haven't seen that show, make sure you check it out. That's Monday and Wednesdays at 3. This football here is Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10. Next Thursday will be a little bit different, though. That's the NFL draft, and I'm going to live stream the NFL draft, or my reaction to it, to round 1. So I think the draft starts at 7 or 8 o'clock. That's when we'll start the stream, and we can all watch the draft together and make fun of all these teams who blow their pick by picking the wrong person, which is bound to happen. So there will be no NCAA football next Thursday night. It'll be a draft show instead, but we'll do this again on Tuesday night. SC Fantastic, good morning. And yes, we all know you're still mad, sir. Squigtar, good morning. Jigsaw, good morning. Do you want to play a game? Yeah. What is that? SBO Plays, good morning. I appreciate that, sir. Yeah, the Georgia loss videos are always the most popular videos. Most people who are on the Uncle Lou channel now found me through a Georgia loss video. Those are just the most popular. They're always going to be the most popular. There's an Alabama loss video. There's a couple of Tennessee loss videos that went viral. There's, of course, the post-game Florida Fire Mark rant video that went viral. The Hail Mary. Yeah, a Georgia Tech loss got quite a bit of views when I think that was the one where that was the one where I broke the TV. Vanderbilt lost. So a lot of people find me through Georgia loss videos. So, you know, I get it. But I'm glad you stuck around, sir. Ryan Schrick, what's up, buddy? Good morning. Thanks for coming on. Playing North Carolina tonight. I can't remember. Did we move North Carolina to the S? And if I hadn't had already had, I had that, the video I uploaded earlier, the spring game video or whatever. I already had that recorded specifically to upload today. So I didn't want to make I didn't want to upload another video on top of that one. So I'm trying to save my thoughts on this Jalen Hurts situation with his dad and all that for that video tomorrow. I don't want to shoot my wad on that tonight and then it'd be pointless to make the video tomorrow because I have a feeling it'll be a pretty good video.
That's going to do it for us. Thanks for checking out the pregame show. NCAA.
You found this channel looking up the swine flu? I did make a video on the swine flu. You know the thing about the swine flu, it took them like 12, it took them, the flu vaccine didn't come out till like, what, 1920 or something. So it took them thousands of years to develop a flu vaccine, right? Then all of a sudden, about 10 years ago, the swine flu hits, right? You turn on the news, that's it, everyone's gonna die. The swine flu, you know, is released. The swine flu came out on a Monday. 2 days later, on the following Wednesday, they already had the swine flu vaccine. You people lined up to get it. God bless you if you're one of those people that gets that, any type of flu shot. I don't know.
Is lined up for the opening kickoff. So here we go. Sends it sailing downfield.
All right, come on, Zeus. Zeus won Returner of the Year in Season 2 of our Dynasty mode. He doesn't get much action at tailback because we still have DeAndre Swift on the team, and he gets the majority of the carries. But Zeus, as a returner, has been pretty deadly for us.
And it really helps when they're as talented as this guy is.
Hold on a second. Hold on, I'll try to fix it. Hold on a second.
No, lady, how about you shut the f up? I'm doing Lou too, bitch!
Type. All right, then we'll see if that fixes it. That should fix it. Hopefully. Sorry about that. I paused the game, though, so y'all didn't miss nothing.
Has everybody buzzing about the kind of season he can have this year.
Well, you might have missed me getting a delay of game, which, why do I get a delay of game the first play of every single game? It's because I'm screwing with y'all in the comments section, that's why, but.
Fakes to the back. Tries to get around the
Get out of bounds before you fumble.
He steps out at about the 49.
This is a nice run for the first down by this quarterback.
Roll Tide Feminist, you have some issues.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 40.
No, I have not seen the Joe Paterno movie yet. I want to, though. I am going to see it. I just haven't seen it. Haven't had a chance to see it yet, but I am going to. Nice. Nice. I like it. I'll take it. Dogs on top.
Coaching staff has just been raving about this kid, putting up some monster stats this season. He's a great.
You're right, Glover. Literally no one. I agree with you. No one cares about Bob O'Reilly. Georgia needs a new entrance song. Bad. Did you hear about what happened to Hot Rod? What happened to Hot Rod? Talking about his song?
He makes the PAT. Here's an update from the studio and restate.
Let's check out what's going on in Gainesville. And for Florida, they're struggling to take control of this game. The Owls lead.
The General and Natty Back are doing okay. I actually haven't seen them in a while. Natty Back Steve did go to the Florida spring game, though, and he wasn't impressed, especially with the Duck Duck Goose thing. And General Valtard, I don't know if he's going to the Tennessee spring game or not. I really have no idea. Last year, General Valtard went to the Georgia spring game. He's not going to the Georgia spring game this year, so I'm not real sure what he's doing or what he's up to be honest.
So let's see what the offense can do as they come out onto the field.
Oh, come on. That should have been a 2-yard loss. Oh, I'm not worried about him getting in any trouble over that song. Sony Michel put out songs the entire time he was in college, and as long as he's not getting paid or making any money off of it or monetizing that song in any way, he's got nothing to worry about. How is North Carolina running the ball on me? Now this is disturbing.
More effective that a team can do offensively than to pound the ball right at the defense, trying to wear them down.
This is pitiful. The new touchback rule is not going to have hardly any effect or impact on the game at all. Teams want to return kicks. And if you're kicking the ball off, you want to kick it into the end zone. You don't want a team returning a kick on you. And if you're the return team, you want to return it. So no one's going to be fair catching the ball on the 5-yard line just so they can get the ball on the 25 like they would on a touchback. I don't think that's going to have hardly any impact or effect on the game at all. Sit down, son. Finally got him behind the line. They got a punt now, 4th and 9. What's up, Valtar? Good morning. You know, I'm thinking about starting to just ignore people like SC Fantastic and the guy that can't spell his team's name, Tennessee fan that spells it wrong. I'm thinking about just starting to ignore them altogether. I mean, it's not that I mind them making comments about how mad they are or wanting to fight me. They're 6'2", 250, or the whole I'm 25 thing. But that's all they ever comment. That's it. Nothing, I mean, nothing else ever. So I don't know. I'll probably just start ignoring those two altogether. I think that's probably a good idea. Nice catch, Kyrus Jackson. Tyler Crosby, good morning, sir. Mark Dudley, if you made a $10 donation, then I got it. YouTube keeps up with it. I don't have to. I used to write them all down. I don't have to do that. I found out that YouTube keeps up with all that. There's a thing I can pull up on the analytics of my channel that shows me every donation. So, did you make it today? I mean, I didn't see it pop up on the screen, but I walked away. I walked away for a few minutes to go fix the internet. So I don't know. Is that when you made the donation? Let me scroll up. I'm scrolling up through the chat. Yeah, I see it. It's on there. So yeah, I got it. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Of course, for those of you that don't know, if you can donate during a live stream. If you look on where you type in your comments in, there's a $sign there, and you can click that button and donate through your, I believe it's through your PayPal. And for every $1 that you donate, your name gets entered in a drawing for a jersey that will be given away in a couple of weeks. And if you're not a Georgia fan, don't worry about it. It's whatever team you're a fan of, that's the jersey I'll send you. So if you donate $1, you get 1 entry into the drawing for the jersey. In the case of Mark here, who just donated $10, he gets 10 entries into the drawing for the jersey. And this is like the 3rd or 4th time we've done this off season. We've been doing it with T-shirts, but we're doing it with this is the first time we're doing it with a jersey. So that's what that is, and that's how that works for anybody that's new or anybody that doesn't know.
He scrambled.
Nice.
And he's knocked out immediately after the catch.
Yeah, R.I.P. Barbara Bush. Of course, passed away yesterday. The first Bush's wife. So she was First Lady from 1988 to 1992. And, of course, the mother of the second Bush, president from 2000 to 2008. No, I have not seen the Jaguars' new uniforms, but I've heard several people talking about them. The NFL schedule got released today, too, and I didn't even look at it.
First and goal inside the 5.
Oh, should have tucked that one up inside instead of trying to take it outside. I don't watch the NBA until the finals. There's no point at all. I might watch the conference finals, maybe. But generally speaking, I only watch the finals. In the baseball, Major League Baseball, NBA, and hockey, I generally only watch playoffs and or finals.
He's taken down right around the 2-yard line.
Yeah, there you go, Alan. Thank you, sir. Yeah, there's an example there. See, Alan just donated $2. Now he gets 2 entries into the drawing for the jersey. Thank you, Alan.
This is where the defense makes a name for themselves. It's 3rd down.
If y'all remind me when this first game is over, I'll look up those new Jaguars uniforms. Since everybody says they're so cool looking or whatever, I'll look them up and see if I can't put a picture up on the screen in case any of you guys haven't seen it yet. I'm not a Hawks fan. I'm not a fan of any NBA team. I mean, I'm a fan of sports, so that's why I'll watch the conference finals or the finals. I mean, there are certain players in the NBA that I like or whatever, but I wouldn't consider myself a fan of any team. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If the Hawks were to make the finals, I would pull for the Hawks because they would be the hometown team or whatever. But I wasn't paying attention. but I wouldn't consider myself a Hawks fan. Team asshole. Those team asshole hats are awesome. Yeah. I've told this story a couple of times, but I actually saw somebody with that hat on Facebook in one of those smack talking groups, and I had to send him a message and tell him that the hat was awesome or whatever. And the story behind it for him was him and a couple of his friends or whatever all bought those team asshole hats for each other. And then they're each allowed to, like, bestow that honor on someone else, you know, like initiate them into team asshole or whatever. And he initiated me into team asshole, and so he sent me 2 of those hats embroidered. So it says team asshole on the front, and then one of them says Uncle Lou on the back, and the other one says Lou Tube on the back. Ooh, they didn't have nowhere to go on that one. But yeah, and he actually told me that if I wanted to, I could put those hats up for sale in my merchandise store, but I just kind of felt wrong doing it because it wasn't really my thing or whatever. But yeah, those hats are awesome though.
They find themselves in a hole here after that sack. It's 2nd and long.
Slim, yes, I listened to it. Well, oh, intercepted by Mark Webb, yes, sir. Run. Oh, he's gonna get caught. That's all right. Nice. Yeah, Slim, I listened to it. Well, you say album. I only listened to one song, but I thought that's all there was the one song. Was it more than one? And it was an instrumental. There was no words. The one I heard. Did I listen to the right thing? Macho Man says, Lou, tastes great or less filling. Now, I can tell you must be close to my age or older, sir, because those are some old commercials from back in the Bud Light days. Tastes great. Oh, less filling. No, tastes great. No, less filling. Philip, I think you're awesome, buddy. So thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Actually, from what I heard, Riley, that didn't happen today. It was announced today, but I actually heard about that a few days ago. He was carted off the field a few days ago. Yeah, torn meniscus. I mean, so not a good injury, but not as bad as tearing an ACL or something like that. I've torn my meniscus, and it's painful. But he'll be back. Squid Tart says, Lou, what are those transitions that you use all the time called? I don't know if this is the right name for them or not. The program that I use to do these live streams is called OBS. And OBS calls those stingers. I don't know if that's like an industry term. Like, I don't know if that's like a known production term or whatever, a stinger. But that's what OBS calls them, a stinger. It's basically a short video clip accompanied with sound that's meant to transition from one scene to another. That's what OBS calls it. I don't know if that's the right name or technically the right name for it, but that's what OBS calls it, a stinger. And really, you can use any clip you want. Video and audio, still picture and audio, just a still picture, just audio. And technically, you can make it as long as you want, but it's designed to be a very short clip, a couple of seconds, that just transitions from one scene to the next. So, like, right now I have this scene where you guys see the video game, you see the scroll on the bottom, you see the banner across the top, you see me on the webcam. I have another scene that's just like this, but without the webcam. And if I wanted to transition to that, I can either just have it transition automatically, like nothing happens, just one screen just turns into the next, or I can play one of these stingers.
Lou makes me so damn mad.
And when the stinger gets done playing, it pulls up the whatever scene I was transitioning to. Nowhere to go on that one.
Fights forward to about the 10.
Thank you, Uncle Flu. Been watching since 2015. I appreciate that.
It's 2nd and 8. Ball on the 10-yard line.
How Danny Cannell has a job is completely beyond me. That's what Will Muschamp says. I couldn't agree more. The guy's nothing but a Twitter troll. That's all he is. He's basically making a career off of trolling SEC fans on Twitter. And it's getting kind of sad and pathetic at this point, honestly. Squid Dart says I should make a stinger about him. What would it be, sir? Get in the end zone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's been a force getting to pay dirt 3 times.
Yeah, these guys are coming out firing on all cylinders. They've really taken control of this game early.
Gamecock Steve is crying about whether or not UGA should be considered a blue blood program. Well, it depends how many blue blood programs you think there are, sir. If you think there's only 5 or even only 10 blue blood programs in all of college football, then maybe you have a valid point there. If you think there's 15 or if you think there's 15, Georgia's a top 15 program of all time, period. I mean, no matter what you want to look at.
How high can they stay in the poll? And for Auburn, they've dropped 2 straight.
But if you only think there's 5 or 10 blue blood programs, then you would be right. I wouldn't put UJ in the top 5 or 10 of all time. And typically when somebody says a blue blood program, that's what they're talking about.
19-0 our score here. Georgia to kick this one off. Sends it sailing downfield.
Yeah, Joshua Chapman is talking about me making a new superfan character and basing it off of a Carolina fan. There is a new superfan coming out this summer. I haven't said which team it's from yet, although I know, but I haven't really announced which team it's from yet. I think I said it was narrowed down to 2 teams, either South Carolina or Auburn. But that new superfan will be coming out this summer. So we'll be up to what, 5 then? Because we got an Alabama fan. We have Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, and Georgia Tech right now. So the new one coming out over the summer would be the 5th one. It's hard for me to make more than one new one at a time. The last new one I did was 90 Proof for Luther. That came out towards the middle of last summer. And I'll probably stick to that sort of schedule or routine. If I try to add more than one at a time, they won't come out as well. Nice spin move, the strip sack, and we recovered a fumble. Yes, sir. This is fixing to be just sheer domination right here.
They work on ripping the ball away all week in practice. He got a hand in there and just...
Well, Gamecock Steve, even before 1992, they only have 1 conference title, sir. Yeah, I mean, you have 1 conference title in your program's history, the ACC in 1969. And even in 1969, when you won a terrible ACC conference, you still lost to Georgia that year by like 30 points. I mean, you're just a perennial loser, South Carolina is. I mean, there's just no arguing against that. Tim Wilkes, good morning. Yeah, I'll be at G-Day, sir. I hope to see as many of y'all as I can. I'll be up there with Lou Jr. So y'all make sure to say hey to him too if y'all see me. And Luann and Mrs. Lou. We might have a couple more people coming with us too. We're working that out now. Should know tomorrow on that. It wouldn't be anybody y'all knew. It would be one of Luann's friends and the friend's mother. Nowhere to go. 3rd and 4. Yeah, John, Florida was terrible until the 90s, man. Not trash talking Florida. I mean, they have dominated Georgia since then, but Florida was really, really bad for a long time before Steve Spurrier. Roll Tide, proud Venomous thinks I should take down the Forrest Gump video. Forrest Gump video is great. Why would I take it down? Nice run from. Yes, sir. First down. Hoghead says, Lou, what's your favorite anti-UT video you've done? Mine is when you called the talk show after 41-0. That was awesome. And, you know, it always works out that way, doesn't it? That wasn't anything I planned on doing. I was sitting in my living room one night, and my phone went off, and it was a Facebook notification. And somebody on Facebook had tagged me. That radio show that I called into, they broadcast that radio show live on Facebook during the season, on whatever night they do it, Monday nights or whatever it is. And someone had tagged me in that video, like, oh my God, you got to watch this. These guys are crying about Butch Jones, blah, blah, blah. So I started watching it for a few minutes, and I saw that they were taking phone calls, and I was like, well, I should call. And I called, and so all that was just like, all that happened in like a 5 or 6 minute period. And because they were broadcasting that thing live on Facebook, after I called, I watched the rest of their show, and when the show ended, I was able to pull their show back up on their page and then download the video and upload it to YouTube. But it always works that way. Like, some of the videos that I really put a lot of time, effort, and energy into end up not doing that well, or not as well as some of the other ones. And then the greatest videos are always the ones that have no plan, no setup, you know, just sort of the off the cuff videos. It's kind of funny how that works out.
Obviously some bad blood between these two teams. They're lining up for 2 points here. Georgia in control.
Damn, I can't get a 2-point conversion to save my life.
Let's check in with Reese Davis in the studio.
The Tigers were ranked number 6.
Justin Slate, good morning, sir. And that's right, go Dogs all day, every day.
Never any room to breathe in this game. Clemson grabs the W by a touchdown.
All right, thanks, Reese.
What is this about? I feel fantastic. Am I missing something there? I'm not sure I know what that is. It says, please watch it. And then, what is that?
I would expect they'll just squib kick this one.
Better UGA team, 02 or 17. That's a, you know.
This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
I would probably say 17.
Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before
That's a good.
These next few drives are going to
That's not a stupid question though. Like sometimes people say, you know, sometimes people say who was better, Nick Chubb or Herschel Walker? That's stupid. But that's actually a good one there. I could see arguments being made for both those teams, 02 and 17. Now, if you want to know the best UGA team, and I've said this before, well, not everyone agrees with me on this. He's throwing it right to me. Look at that now. The best UGA team that I've seen this century, so that includes the 02 team, the 05 team, the 2012 team, the 2017 team. The best UGA team I've seen this century, the 2007 UGA team. Didn't even win the East. But the second half of the season in 2007, UGA would have beat anybody they played by 30 points. I don't know what happened the first half of the season. A couple of unexplainable, typical Mark Richt losses. But something clicked in the second half of that season. And, I mean, that was... Well, UGA dominated a lot of teams in 2017, too. But that 2017, the second half of that season, it wouldn't have mattered who we were playing. We would have beat anybody we played the second half of that season.
The Bulldogs continue to get it done on the defensive side of the football.
It's Stafford, and A.J. Green, and Noshawn Moreno.
Determined here to protect it. Let's see if they can hold on here for the rest of the way.
Yeah, Go Dogs #1 says, Lou, you're going to live stream during the draft. Yeah, that's next Thursday. So instead of doing this next Thursday night at 10, I'm going to live stream the NFL draft next Thursday at whatever time it starts, which I think is 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern. So I'll start live streaming, I don't know, probably before the draft starts. You know, 15, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. Before the draft starts, I'll start live streaming. And then we'll do draft reactions and analysis for round 1 of the NFL draft.
And he just gets rid of it.
Uncle Lou works at Bohemian Grove. How did you know that, sir? How did you know?
Second down and 10 to go. Ball on the 39-yard line.
Something different about the UGA atmosphere. Totally different. The mindset and the attitude around UGA's football program right now is way different than what it was under Mark Richt. It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that we're better or worse or whatever than we were under Mark Richt. It's just Kirby's attitude. I mean, I'm a big believer in the fact that, oh, come on, that things trickle down from the top up, you know. Under Mark Richt, if we lost a big game, he walked into the post-game press conference, and you couldn't tell whether we lost by 10, won by 10, lost by 30, won by 30. I mean, you couldn't tell. His demeanor and all that never changed. It didn't seem like losses bothered him. And I think stuff like that trickled down. I think that's one of the reasons we didn't play well, generally speaking, in big games. I think Mark Richt tried way too hard to convince the team that every game was the same. And I get that, sort of, but the reality is every game is not the same. Some games are bigger than others. The 2015 home game against Alabama was the biggest home game at UGA in 30 years. 20 years at least. No, 30 years. And there was no denying that. But Mark Richt, you know, he spends so much time, you know, it's just another game. But no, it's not just another game. And you go out and get embarrassed. I mean, it's okay to let the kids know, look, this is a big game. We need a win here. I mean, the atmosphere and the attitude is totally different. Mark Richt rarely blew teams out. We played teams all the time that we were 30 points better than them, and we'd win by 7 points, 10 points, 13 points. You know, people spent a lot of time last year saying, who has Georgia played? You know, because we had played a bunch of bad teams. You know, Tennessee, Florida, Vandy, Kentucky, Mizzou. And all that's true. Those were bad teams. But we weren't beating those teams by 7 or 10 points. We were beating them by 30 and 40. Okay? I mean, it's a big difference. Look at Miami last year under Mark Richt. They beat Georgia Tech by 1 score, a terrible team. They beat North Carolina by 1 score, a terrible team. They lost to Pittsburgh, a terrible. I mean, I could go on and on. And that was the same type of thing I seen at UGA time and time again. And what happened to them? It caught up with them at Pittsburgh. You know, you got to put these teams away. You got to play just as hard when you're up by 30 as you do the opening kickoff.
Second down now, and they're just a few feet away from that first down marker. Georgia looking to put this game away.
Yeah.
If they score here.
2008 Bama game. I agree with you.
On the handoff, and he shoved out of bounds around the 46-yard line.
The best Georgia Tennessee beat Georgia Tech last year. That's true. Yeah, that was a good game. Forget all the, forget what ended up happening, with Tennessee falling apart and all that. That Georgia Tech Tennessee game was one of the most exciting games of the year. And that was week 1, Labor Day. That was it looked like Georgia Tech was going to run away with that one. And Tennessee came back and ended up winning. That was an exciting game. I watched it. That was the game that introduced everybody to the Tennessee trash can. Yep. Lou, do you think that 2007 UGA would have beaten that LSU team? Yes. If they'd have played in the second half of the season, yeah, yes, without question.
Play action here. He's going to scramble.
First down, doggies.
And he's tackled at the 32-yard line. From the 32-yard line, first down.
Woo! Did you see that spin move? Watch this. Woo! 2 of them got juked out of their shoes. 2 sets of broke ankles right there. All right, Squid Tart. I can't add it while I'm using that program, so I won't be able to add it on there tonight. But I don't have another live show after tonight until Monday, so that gives me a few days to get it loaded up in this program to use for the Monday show. So I'll check it out.
First and 10. Ball on the 12-yard line. Georgia looking to build on this commanding lead here. Play action.
Nice. Nice.
Touchdown. And did that play ever develop nicely?
Well, it's all about the receiver on this play. He beat his man off the line and then ran a perfect route. All he had to do after that was make the catch.
Steve, I mean, if you really feel that way, no way UGA wins more than 10 games this year. I'm willing to bet anything you want to bet on that. I don't know if you're trolling. I'm not sure if you're new to football or if you're just football ignorant, but that would be a horrible bet to make for you.
Quick pass.
Finally, we made a 2-point conversion.
Let's get an update now. Here's Reese Davis. Reese. It's good on Rocky Top as we check in Knoxville. A tight game. 2 relentless fighters exchanging blows. The Razorbacks on top, 10-7.
Reese, we're in the midst of a blowout, my friend.
Do I think we'll do a blackout versus Auburn this year? I think it's possible. I think it's possible. Will Brian Herring be the forgotten man in the backfield, or will he beat out Elijah Holyfield? Well, he's beat out Elijah Holyfield every year he's been there so far. Elijah Holyfield has been dead last on the depth chart since the minute he stepped foot on campus. So Herring's been ahead of him for the 2 years that they've been there. Now, that could change this year as Holyfield is a little bit more of a power, downhill-type running back. And without Chubb and without Zeus, that could be something that we need. But so far, I mean, up to this point, Herring has been ahead of Holyfield. If you watched my spring game preview video from earlier today, that's one of the things I'm interested to see with the game on Saturday. They're both on the same team. DeAndre Swift, Brian Herring, and Elijah Holyfield are on the same team at the spring game this weekend. I don't expect to see very much of DeAndre Swift at the spring game, so I think we're going to see a lot of Herring and Holyfield. So it'll be interesting to see which one of those two looks better. They'll both be playing with the first-team offense, so it'll be an apples-to-apples comparison in terms of offensive lines that they get to play with and the defenses that they're playing against and things like that. So we'll see. A lot of people are really high on Holyfield this offseason. He did look good or better at the end of last season than he's looked in his entire career. So we'll see what happens. I don't think either one of those guys are superstar running backs. I think they're both career backups. Now, that doesn't mean they're not any good. We got some really good running backs ahead of them. But I don't think either one of those guys is somebody you want to build your offense around at UGA because of who else we have. Ooh, that was a nice hit. Why are they trying to come down here and score on me now, though? I don't like their attitude.
Completes it, but he can't shake the defense.
Holyfield played a little bit of fullback at the end of last season, too, so I don't know if you might... I mean, we're running less and less of that I formation. You won't see much of it this year, and going forward, you might not see any of it in years coming, but goal line situations and things like that wouldn't surprise me at all to see Holyfield at the fullback position with Swift or somebody like that behind him.
And he hits him hard at the 14.
Well, that's a big-time stop by the defense. You know, Brad, one of the things that all defensive coordinators always try to emphasize.
Who gets the most tackles on the defensive line? That's hard to say. They rotate so many defensive linemen in and out. Hard to say right now who might end up with the most tackles out of the defensive line.
The offense is still on the field.
Oh, really? This is when the computer cheats, man. Their crack-leg quarterback breaks 9 tackles in the backfield to get a first down on 4th and inches. Okay.
That's 3 down and 1 to go. Georgia's running away with it.
I hate Ohio State, too, Glover. Can't stand them.
Well, folks, we head into the 4th quarter, and this one is a blowout. They're crowding that line of scrimmage.
Sit him down.
About the 3-yard line.
Call it a gain of 2 yards. That brings up 2nd and goal.
They gave him a touchdown on that? I don't know about all that.
That is great, tough football right there. Getting down to the goal line and just punching it in.
Jason says put Fields in. All right, I can handle that. Almost missed that comment, but it's a good idea. This game's over anyway. Just being real. Who's talking trash about Ryan Stanfield? Y'all better recognize Ryan Stanfield.
5-star caller.
No, lady, how about you shut the up? I'm doing Lou too, bitch!
And he converts the extra point. It was an 11-play, 73-yard drive, and it's good for 7 points.
Miami Hurricanes run the ACC. How can a team that's never won the ACC run the ACC? That's a cool story, though. Miami Hurricanes run the ACC, yeah. They've made it to one ACC title game, and they've never won the ACC. But somehow, according to Dennis Dominus Wilson, they run the ACC.
Both teams are playing out the stretch here. You want to get experience for guys who normally don't get in the game and try to avoid injuries. Georgia comes to the line. They got a big advantage in this one. Tackled after a decent pickup.
Gain of 4 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 6.
It's 2nd down.
What year do you think UJ returned to the title game? This year. I tried to get out of bounds. I don't want him to get hurt or fumble.
At the 35-yard line.
That'll bring up 3rd and inches.
So it's 3rd down, and they're just inches away from picking up the 1st down. He's scrambling. Room around the corner.
See, he fumbled.
And the ball bounces
He fumbles a
out of
lot
bounds.
in this game. That's why I tried to get out of bounds, so that didn't happen. Over under how long until Trevor Lawrence starts for Clemson? If it's not week 1, it'll be week 2, in my opinion. He's just that. I mean, he's that good. I've been sold on him for a long time.
From the 27-yard line, it's 1st down. And a quick throw. He's taken down at the 22-yard line.
Number 11 makes the tackle at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, Elijah Morgan. I wish they'd start remaking this game too, but those idiots ruined it with that lawsuit. So I mean, they just can't. They're just not allowed to make it anymore.
Georgia up by a bunch. Wide out makes the
I
first
tried
down
a spin
catch.
move, but it didn't work.
Down he goes around the 9-yard line.
I mean, the last 2 teams that won the national title lost the national title game the year before. I mean, Clemson lost the national title game a couple of years ago and then won it the next year. Alabama lost the national title game 2 years ago and then won it last year. Georgia lost the national championship game last year and therefore is winning it this year. And it's just the pattern will continue. It's like a Fibonacci number sequence. Didn't mean to confuse 45% of you in the comment section. You'll have to Google Fibonacci number sequence. Well, no, that won't work. Well, you have to get somebody to tell you how to spell Fibonacci, then Google Fibonacci number sequence. You're welcome.
That brings up a 2nd and goal. Ball on the 7-yard
College football playoff for this season. I do official prediction videos during the summer.
Dumps it complete to the halfback.
I've already said a couple of times the winner of the SEC gets in. Well, I mean, I'll do one now, but this is subject to change. My official predictions come out. I do a whole series of videos. It takes a month. I spend 4 or 5 weeks. I do a whole series of videos every summer. I break down all the conferences, who I think will win each division and the conference championship games. Then I go team by team. I don't do every Power 5 team, but I do all the big name schools from all 5 conferences. I go game by game through their schedules. So a bunch of videos over the summer addressing all that, and then I end that with an official playoff prediction. So I'll give you a prediction now, but this is subject to change. But my prediction right now would be the winner of the SEC, which I think will be Georgia, Clemson, Wisconsin. I think Oklahoma is the best team in the pack in the Big 12, but I'm not sure if they can get back to the playoffs this year. I mean, I like Kyler Murray, but they're not replacing Baker Mayfield, so I don't know. I got to see. I don't think anybody from the Pac-12 is making it. So if for some reason a team doesn't come out of the Big 12, mainly Oklahoma, then I think you could see 2 SEC teams or maybe 2 Big 10 teams in the playoffs. If I had to pick 2 Big 10 teams, it would be probably Wisconsin and Ohio State. If I had to pick 2 SEC teams, it would be Alabama and Georgia again.
The Bulldogs have a defense that's a sight to behold, Kirk.
Well, they just play with a chip on their shoulder. They are all over the
I don't think Notre Dame will make the playoffs, but if they can go 11-1 or 12-0, then they will. They're just not going to keep Notre Dame out of the playoffs if they're 11-1 or 12-0. 10-2 won't get them in because they don't play a 13th game. They don't have a conference championship game. I don't think 10-2 will get Notre Dame in, but I think if Notre Dame can go 11-1 or 12-0, that they'll get in. And I do think there's a potential that Notre Dame could be better than last year.
Just throws this one away.
Squidtar, just don't put the word playoff in Tennessee in the same comments, sir. It makes you seem lost.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 25-yard line. And they bring him down.
Another sack, that'll work.
I think that one's on the offensive line. They've got to do a better job.
Lou makes me so damn mad.
The quarterback's going to be pulling turf out of his face mask all game.
From their own 24-yard line. 3rd down.
Tennessee going 16. I guess you're counting the spring game.
In the game. He wants it all.
Man, how about jump, knock that ball down 23? Come on one time. You just stand there and look at it, dude. Try to get your Scully revoked, man. I know you had an interception earlier, but still, come on, man. Put a hand up in there and knock that damn ball down, man. That nothing makes me madder than that, see a guy standing around. Why are they running the ball? Down 30-something points.
6 yards on the carry.
Get him.
He's tackled right around the 24-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 2 yards. That'll bring up 32.
Man,
Well, the stop made there.
dude got hands like feet, man. They hit him right in the palms.
Almost since the beginning.
Jesus,
Time
man.
for everybody to head to the locker room.
Justin says, I got season tickets to all the Georgia home games. I'm sure you will enjoy it, sir.
Go for it.
Woo! That quarterback got racked.
21-yard line.
Gain of 3 yards. First down.
Gibbs got burnt.
Pretty sure they won't win it, but they haven't quit yet. And a nice catch by the receiver for the touchdown.
Anytime you're near the red zone, you got to keep an eye for this guy. They love going to him down here.
And he tacks on
I'd
the
highly
extra point.
suggest the Bravest. It's a really good song, and I'm really sure you'd like it. Who sings it?
Louisville in the battle for the Governor's Cup. Back and forth these two teams go, neither one giving an inch. We could be headed to a photo finish.
Brought down.
We ought to be able to score again. 45 seconds.
Fans gotta be happy this guy's on.
Without a
Well, him
problem.
making plays the way he did
All right,
today,
Hoghead. Good morning,
reason
sir.
for their
Have a good one.
optimism and the reason they feel good about having him on their side.
Late in the 4th quarter, this game's not even close. It's a blowout. A lot of folks have already gone home, and Herbie, I think we're going to make our dinner reservation. We have less than a minute to go. Fires out quickly to the tailback.
Line up. Let's go. Let's go. We're trying to score again here.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
He airs it out.
Touchdown. Something called Chigboo.
The 10 and a huge touchdown.
Man, I'm pretty sure he quit football.
Well, there's a
I think I remember hearing that last week. He quit the team. You know, he never played anyway. Special teams warrior.
The extra point.
Disaster season in 2018. I don't see any excuse for not winning the East. But I don't think it's necessarily a disaster if we don't win the East. For example, let's say Georgia goes 10-2, but so does Florida or South Carolina, and they win a tiebreaker or whatever. I would never consider 10-2 a disaster. If we win 8-4, that would be a disaster. We're not like Florida and Tennessee. When we rebuild, 7 or 8 wins is rebuilding for UGA, not 3, 4, or 5 like it is for Tennessee and Florida. I mean, Georgia's not winning 3, 4, or 5 games. You can forget that. If we win 8 games, that's a disaster. Tennessee wins 8 games. They think they're headed in the right direction. Poor Tennessee fans, man. They've just been waiting for so long.
That touchdown in their last possession's given them some confidence, but let's see if that carries them back down the field.
I love to watch a quarterback when he can really get into sync with his wide receivers. These guys have worked
Catch
all
the
week
ball.
in preparation to attack.
Jeez.
Right now, it's really paying off. Great reaction to get his hands in the way of that pass. That's not an easy play to make.
I saw LSU's dad. I saw the video he did earlier about Jalen Hurts. Is that the one you're talking about, Ryan, or did he make another one tonight?
It's 2nd and 10. Ball on their own.
Yeah, I heard the Hot Rod song. Ooh, he tried to dive and intercepted. If they throw the ball here, we're going to get the ball back again. I'm gonna call a timeout. I'll score again. I'm that dude. Wouldn't be something if we return this punt for a touchdown just to rub it in. We might about to put up 50-something points. Look at this now. Where's everybody in the comment section talking about how bad I suck at this game? What happened?
And he makes it out to about the 34-yard line.
Jaguars new uniforms. All right. Pulling it up now.